Welcome to the Starter Sit Show with Jeff Krisko. I am not. He is. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Like I said, loving life, living the dream. The boys in the National Football League are playing in my homeland, not my homeland, my motherland of España. Um, you know, really loving it. Hoping they bring up Francisco Franco like they brought up Hitler last week. Really banking on that. Did you watch the game last week where they brought up Hitler?
What?
They brought up Hitler last week in the Germany game.
Wow.
Because they were playing in Olympic Stadium, and they were like they kept talking around it. They're like home of the famous 1936 Olympics. It was like, what was the Olympics famous for, guys? What was it famous for? And they're like Jesse Owens, and then they got closer, and they were like, just to be clear, Hitler did not build the Olympic Stadium. Like they were talking about the Weimar Republic and stuff, and it was like, hell yeah, dude. Go off, King. Start talking about Hitler. So
My goodness.
yeah,
You couldn't have easily avoided that?
yeah.
like,
Just don't talk about it. I think it's because they just kept talking around the subject, and they were like, they just like you could see them were like spiraling towards it. Like no, don't do it, don't do it. Anyway, speaking of don't do it, the the Dolphins and Commanders they're doing a great job of getting to about the 5 yard line,
yeah.
both teams. And then once they get to the 5 yard line, everything bad happens. You might see me panic because I have the cat in here with me, and he loves to play with my toes, and he just attacked them. So hold on, everybody. Oh, here's Milo. Oh no, Milo. Now I have Milo. This is Milo. He was a stray. Now he lives in our house. My wife put a bow tie on him. She loves to emasculate him. There we go. This is Milo. He loves to attack toes. Okay. Bye, Milo.
Hi, Milo. Looking
I
forward
have
to
him in
this.
the office with me. So yeah, let's talk about inactives really quick. I realize I have them on my phone, which is playing the game, so I have to go into my DMs with Evan really quick. So inactives for this one. So for today, big list of inactives, actually. Some impactful guys. Jaxson Dart, CJ Stroud, both ruled out earlier this week. Bucky Irving, Isiah Pacheco, the same. J.K. Dobbins went on IR this week. A little further down, Justice Hill, Samaje Perine are out this week. Marvin Harrison Jr. out with appendicitis. Chris Godwin remains out. Brian Thomas Jr. was uh, not out yesterday when we recorded the podcast a little bit late. Rashod Bateman out. Keon Coleman, disciplinary. He missed team meetings or was late to team meetings on Friday. Tory Horton, Darius Slayton both out. Sam LaPorta on IR. Dalton Kincaid is out. Expected to play today, both Davante Adams and Bam Knight. And Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Worthy, and Harold Fannin are all in. We just had a touchdown, I believe, in the Commanders Dolphins game. Looks like Zach Ertz. Nope, Zach Ertz fell. There was no touchdown. I take it back. I take it back. So we're
It's like, how
13-13.
far ahead of you? Because that drives over. How did
Yeah,
Coleman?
I'm on Hulu on my cell phone, which is always behind.
How do you miss two team meetings?
Apparently Keon Coleman is not. He didn't miss them. He was late. Apparently he's chronically late, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back. So, uh, yeah, other guys officially active this week: Matthew Golden, Quentin Johnston, Drake London, Calvin Ridley, Parker Washington, Rico Dowdle, Aaron Jones, Romeo Dobbs, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Brock Purdy. I already said that. Dalton Schultz, Khalil Shakir, and that's from Optimist Fantasy Football News. Which shout out Optimist Fantasy. They're doing great work. News.optimistfantasy.com on Blue Sky. They're like the news thing on Blue Sky. They kill it. Run by Carly. I've only read her name. I don't know if it's Carly Manger or Carly Manger, but shout out to her. They're doing great work over there. That's my buddy Nate Polvote's website. So Nate and Jen Polvote. If you've been to the expo, you know Nate and Jen. So all right.
We got a question for you.
Yes.
Hey, Flying Scotty, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's
Full
up? What's up?
PPR. Full PPR. Tyler Lockett or Rashid Shaheed?
Ooh, that's a fun question because these are two guys that are on new squads right now. Rashid Shaheed was like, he only ran 10 routes last week, but they only had 13 dropbacks. So it's like, what are you going to do there? It's not really indicative of what they're going to be. If you want to shoot for upside, I'm going to go Rashid Shaheed. The passing game's just straight up better there. If you're trying to just make sure you get some PPR points, it looks like Tyler Lockett has taken over as the wide receiver one there. Last week he was dominating routes, targets, all that stuff. But the Raiders are bad. So I would go Rashid Shaheed there. There's a chance he gets blanked because he and Darnold aren't on the same page, but he also has the better upside because he's the better football player, also not washed, also in the better offense.
So Shaheed for ceiling, Lockett for floor.
Mm-hmm.
How are the Niners going to do against? Are they playing Arizona?
They are playing Arizona. Oh my God, I might have to let this cat out. Hold on one sec. Everybody's gonna see. Everybody's gonna see me my very stylish sweatpants. One sec. Milo, where are you?
I will show off
Oh,
my
there you go.
very stylish holiday themed sweater. It's holiday themed because it's a sweater, and that
All right,
means
I had to let him
cool
run
weather.
loose. Sorry. All right, so Niners, I think they'll do okay against Arizona. Arizona's just straight up bad. It'll be a fun game. There'll be a lot of fantasy points scored because these defenses are just not good. But Brock Purdy's back. Ricky Pearsall's back. I hope that they can pull this one out.
Would you start Kenneth Gainwell or Darnell Mooney over either Lockett or Shaheed?
What are those names again? Lockett, Shaheed,
Kenneth Gainwell
Mooney,
and Darnell Mooney.
um, maybe Gainwell. I would start Gainwell over those other guys. I'd rank them Gainwell, Shaheed, Lockett, Mooney. Mooney's just not involved.
So you would go Gainwell over Lockett and Shaheed, full PPR?
Yeah, probably. I
Okay.
mean, to be honest with you, there's probably a half dozen guys on this person's waiver wire that I would rather start than these four guys because they're all bums. But what are you gonna do? Like, I would rather start Amari DiMercado than any of these guys. I would rather start. I'm trying to think. Uh, Actually, maybe there's not a half a dozen guys, but I mean, you're looking at real. You're slicing the bean real thin. Um, uh, Poverty Mickey Mouse cartoon style. When you're getting down that deep. But I guess
Fabulous.
I would go Gainwell because the Bengals are just doggy doo doo.
That makes sense. Pardon me. Sleeper has done that thing where it forgets that I have all notifications off and it starts bothering me every time anyone says anything. Super cool.
Okay. Super cool. All right. Um, while Evan's sorting that out, I can go over my boom players of the week, shall I?
Fabulous. Great time
All
for
right,
it.
boom players of the week this week. So, um, I'm gonna give a caveat when I get to tight end. My actual boom tight end is Trey McBride, but Trey McBride's the tight end one, so I don't count that. My quarterback this week, Joe Flacco. Going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are going to be without Alex Highsmith, Cole Holcomb, and Darius Slay in this one. So it's really a good opportunity for him to produce. Um, in the last Unk Bowl, he had 31 for 47, 342, and three touchdowns. In his games with Cincinnati, his four starts, he's averaging 314 passing yards, three touchdowns, which is a 5,300 yard, 47 touchdown pace. The Steelers, even with Slay, Holcomb, and Alex Highsmith, are the number 8 matchup on the season against quarterbacks. So Joe Flacco is going to air it out. I also think Aaron Rodgers is going to air it out, but I had to pick one in the Unk Bowl, and we have a muffed punt in Miami and Washington. And for Evan, that probably happened 20 minutes ago. All right.
Nope, hasn't happened yet.
Okay, my
And
boom.
there it is.
There it is. My boom wide receiver, a guy that's been getting a lot of discussion this week, AJ Brown. So AJ Brown this week said, "Don't start me, get me off your fantasy team, whatever, et cetera, et cetera." Talking about how the pass defense is not, or I'm sorry, the pass offense is not doing their part. I think it's a big game against the Lions. I think this is going to be a high scoring affair. Sorry, my glasses have a movable nose pad that moved. So this is really about what the Lions like to do on defense versus what AJ Brown dominates against. Namely, the Lions play man coverage at the second highest rate in the league, and versus man coverage per fantasy points data suite. AJ Brown is top five in targets per route run, yards per route run, first downs per route run, and fantasy points per route run against man coverage. And he's going to see a ton of man coverage this week. So I think, and he dominates against man and does not against zone. So I think this is going to be a big AJ Brown week. My boom running back, we're going back to Rico Dowdle, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are number one in fantasy points allowed to running backs over the last 5 weeks. Dowdle has 100 yards in 3 of his last 5 games with double-digit touches. They've completely sidelined Chuba Hubbard, giving him the RB1 role there, playing 72 and 79% of snaps in the last 2 games. So Rico Dowdle's my excuse me, my boom running back, my boom tight end, Pat Fryermuth in the Unk Bowl. Like I said, McBride is the obvious answer. Um, but I'm gonna go with Pat Fryermuth. The Bungles are number one in fantasy points per game to tight ends the last 5 weeks, including 4 touchdowns to the Steelers last time they played. Wow, this is so enthralling that Evan left. Much like the Steelers side of this, the Bengals are going to be without 3 of their top defenders. Trey Hendrickson, Shamar Stewart are out this week. They traded Logan Wilson, a linebacker, at the trade deadline, so he's gone. Pat Frymuth, the last time these two teams played, 5 catches, 6 targets, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. And earlier this week, Aaron Rodgers says he wants to get Pat Frymuth more opportunities to produce. So my boom guys this week are going to be Joseph Robinette Flacco, AJ Brown, Rico Dowdle, and Pat Fryermuth. Those are my boom players this week.
Fabulous. What's up, OJ? He wants to know
We got
half
OJ,
PPR.
OJ in an undisclosed location yet again.
Yep. Half PPR. Worthy Hunt or Tajay Spears?
So I'm staying away from any and all Titans. I have a strict no Titans rule right now. So no Tajay Spears. Um, so it comes down between Worthy and Hunt. Like neither one has a great matchup. Worthy has really been sidelined since Rashee Rice has come around. So with no Isaiah Pacheco, I'm gonna go with Kareem Hunt. He's gonna get all the carries. Brashard Smith is shunted into the Jerick McKinnon / Samaje Perine, like 2 minute back, pass catching downs back. So I'm gonna go with Kareem Hunt here with the thought that he gets a couple goal line carry, scores a touchdown.
All right. Hunt, if you missed it. Fabulous. And we are all caught up with questions.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
our
don't know
last.
why it looks like I'm broadcasting from a cloud. I am sorry.
Clean off your camera, dog.
I did like
That's what
10
it is.
times. I kept, yeah,
It
it's not my camera.
You got schmutz on it, dog. That happens to
No,
me all the
no.
time. Oh, you know what? It's probably the light receptor behind you is catching too much light. I don't know.
Yeah, I have too much.
I'm
I need curtains or something in my house.
Speaking of curtains, it's curtains for the Europe games after this week, so we can finally
Good.
have a normal schedule going forward. So I'm really happy to not start watching football in the dark. But I'll never stop watching football in the dark. That's the thing is I'm an absolute sicko. I was excited to get up at 6 a.m. to watch Miami and Washington. And they've mostly disappointed. I expected this game to be a lot more high scoring. Like I said on the podcast this week that I would have both quarterbacks inside my top 12 this week. It's really been a Devon Achane game for the Dolphins. And then for the Commanders, it's been kind of a lot of fits and starts, a little bit of Chris Rodriguez here and there. Um,
It would be a different story if these teams could get it in from inside the 5.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is both these teams get it inside the 5 and then they just sputter out. So that's what's been happening. It would be great if we sent the first Spain game is a tie. So I'd just like to really quick while we have alone the action, I'd like to do all-time touchdown ranks just to remind people all-time touchdown scorers and just as an FYI, this is Spain games only. So we've got we've got tied for first place, Debo Samuel, and I believe it's Ollie Gordon, and then tied for last place, everybody else in Spain only. Back to you, Evan.
That's fascinating. I'm wondering what point in time we'll get more commercials for help with gambling addiction than actual commercials for gambling.
We'll never get more help for gambling addiction
We-
commercials.
I had a break in college yesterday, and it was like gambling commercial, addiction commercial, gambling commercial, end of commercial break. I'm like, huh, this is where we are.
Shout out
Okay.
my buddy that I played high school basketball with, Alex Shirley. He recorded as part of like I think a student project in like 2006, a gambling addiction PSA at like Sac State, and it aired for like 10 years. So during local Kings broadcasts, you would see my buddy be like, "Gambling ruined my life," and he'd be like dropping cards and like sitting like with his head in his hands against his wall. It was like almost like the Santa Claus M&M's commercial level of this thing's been running forever. That dude was always on my TV, and I laughed every time. And Devon
Fascinating.
Achan runs it to the 6 yard line. Devon Achan absolutely dominating this game. I called it defense optional. I thought it was going to be a passing game, but it's Devon Achan that's dominating.
And yet he
Uh,
has tied for the least touchdowns in Spain history.
that's right. Absolutely pathetic. But he's only one off the lead though, so let's keep that in mind. I was on Drop Play Dave's podcast last week, and we talked a lot about how sports gambling is just like the most annoying thing right now. It's absolutely out of control. I was at a game. I was at the Niners game last week, and the guys next to me, it was like the broiest tailgate I've ever seen, and they were all talking about their parlays, and I was like, man, nobody cares. Like I get like wanting to gamble and all that stuff and give the advice and all that stuff, but this guy's sitting here like, here's my parlay, dude, and he was like, oh, that's so sick, bro. You got anytime touchdown Davante Adams, and then I was like, buddy, it's the nobody cares about your fantasy team taken up to the nth degree.
Yep.
Oh my god, I hit the thumbs up and it became a little football.
What?
Let's go, baby. On the screen. I'm gonna hit it again so it becomes a little football.
What screen?
On the YouTube stream?
Are you blocked for something? Because I don't see anything.
What are you talking about? I'm not blocked. I'm saying I'm on the YouTube stream and I hit the thumbs up and it
I
became a
don't
little
see a
football.
thumbs up.
That's because you're streaming the thing. You can't thumbs up your own stream.
That's fair. I don't see your thumbs up. I don't see your thumbs up though.
It's because it's at the bottom of the screen. It's not in the chat.
Okie dokie.
It's yeah. I don't. I've not seen what the stream looks like from the streamer side, so I can't tell you where it is. Good God, the Dolphins are Duke. Oh, just short touchdown, just short.
Achan was smart to go down outside of the 5.
So well, the problem is now they're first and or third and goal from the 1, so they'll never score. Here lies the Dolphins never scored. I need some dang Tua Tagovailoa points, man. This is out of control.
I need Marcus Mariota points, and I got them, but I need more.
Well, good for you.
Sick
all right.
parlay, bro.
Sick parlay, bro. Dude, that's so sick. You got over 43.5 yards from Tyler Higbee. That's sick, bro.
Gambletown is spilling out into the masses.
Yeah. It's becoming Gamble World. Gambletown has broken containment.
Hey, is the tennis court slang for something?
What?
My sons and I were listening to the radio yesterday. You weren't there, Annie. Once you were in this, and the chorus of this dance song was, "We'll go down to the tennis court and work it out, yeah." And we're like, is that what they're saying? And we listen, we're like, they're saying we'll go down to the tennis court and work it out, yeah. So we're like, what does that mean? Don't understand.
This sounds like a Kids Bop song. Oh, it's Lord. Well.
You already Google it.
Yeah.
Cool.
The song was released in 2013. So, Tennis Court is a solemn reflection on Lord's then upcoming fame. Let's see. Okay, tennis courts where affluent teens went to and sit at big. Tennis courts are where affluent teens go and sit at big house parties and gossip / reveal secrets. So it's basically like it's Royals Part 2, where she was poor and people weren't.
I can't. Thank you for that definitive answer.
Or check this out, Evan. Tennis court oath. French Revolution. She's calling us all to revolt. Workers of the world unite.
Huh.
Comrade
Okie
Lord,
dokie.
you have nothing to lose but your chains.
Why would you go sit on a tennis court at a party?
I don't, because it's a wide open space where you can have, like, there's presumably chairs there, Evan. There, you're trying to find a there, but there's no there. It's just people sitting on tennis courts,
Why don't you
on
just sit
chairs
at the
at
party?
house parties. Well, it's because the house, it's a wide open space. Think about like any sort of patio. It just happens to be a tennis court because the
Hey,
people
Minnie.
are rich. What's up, Minnie? We're having
Minnie needs us to pick
we're having very
tunes from.
important conversations. No time for fantasy football.
Yeah, Lord needs to straighten it out 13 years ago. Um,
Yeah.
needs to drop two.
Drop.
Demercado to drop two. This is what Minnie does. It's his thing. It's a strategy. Uh, Demercado, Tootin, Dobbins, Gadsden, Monangai.
Well, Dobbins ain't playing for 4 weeks, so you can either IR him or drop him. And then Tootin is, I mean, the Jags are a mess. Etienne is low key, or Etienne is low key not a great runner lately. Like his advanced stats, his peers are Nick Chubb and Isiah Pacheco, but they just don't seem interested in giving the ball to Bashal Tootin. Kyle Monangai, I mean, I would hold given that we saw what he did 2 weeks ago. Last week he got put to the side, but he did still score a touchdown. So, um, yeah, I would say probably your best bet would be Dobbins and Tootin. I would absolutely not drop Aronde Gadsden. It's a coin flip between Tootin and Demercado, though. It's up to you.
Oh, hey, it's another fourth down on the one. This will go well.
Fourth down at the one, and there's somebody's hurt, I think. There's players taking an. I don't know if this guy's taking a knee because he's taking a knee or because he's sick or because he's tired.
There are two
I
guys
think
taking
he's
a
just
knee.
tired.
Second
I
down.
think they're just tired.
Well, you can call a timeout.
I think they did.
Oh, you're right. He should put his hands above his head to aerate
No, he
better.
shouldn't.
Max,
That's
maximize
nonsense.
lung capacity.
That's actually BS. There was a study. Oh, H
Really?
hands off the field. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's negligible and it's a more uncomfortable position to be standing in.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's not like if you're hunched over, it's not like your ribs like contract. You know, if you're bent at the waist.
I'm always bent at the waist.
Does bending at the waist lower lung? Because I remember, because I sent it around to everybody that I played basketball with in high school, and I was like, "Bro, we could have been bending over the whole time," because our coach made us put our hands on our head. Uh, yeah, here results demonstrated that the body bending at an angle of 15 degrees is the most effective angle for increasing lung volume. So it's actually bending over is the most important way to do it, and fourth down stop. So it's actually better than putting your hands on your head.
Fascinating sports
Yeah,
science tidbit. Why are
I
they even going
distinctly,
for it?
because they want to get stuck at the goal line because they did
This
get
has
stuck
to
at
be
the
a
goal line.
record for most down drives ending inside the 5, no points by both teams.
Well, it is
I'm
in
looking this up.
Spain. It's the most drives ended inside the 5 without points in Spain in NFL history.
That is true. Why does NFL.com load so slowly?
Dude, this game is bad. It's bad.
It's bizarre.
Chris Rodriguez, 15 for 79, 1 for 6. Colson Yankoff caught a ball. The ruined 1038 says, I saw that study too and immediately thought back to high school football as well. They didn't know what they were talking about. Seriously, dude. I sent that to everybody I played basketball with in high school. I was like, come on, bro. We could have been doing this the whole time. I think what one of the coaches said, there's no air down there. I think that's a Remember the Titans reference. But there is air down there. There's actually more air down there than than with your hands on your head and surrender Cobra pose. Um, remember the Titans did irreparable damage to the brains of certain people on my basketball team. I remember right after Remember the Titans came out, we were doing conditioning for the season, which was like 2 weeks. I think it was 4 days a week, where you were just like, my coach was finding new and interesting ways to make us run. And whenever somebody would want, and this was in Sacramento in September, which was like 105 degrees. And whenever somebody would try to get water, one guy on my basketball team would be like, "Water makes you weak," because of freaking Remember the Titans.
Water doesn't make you weak.
No, but Remember the Titans said that, so
I guess
so
I've
that's
never
what.
seen Remember the Titans.
Oh, Remember the Titans is good, but it did irreparable
I
harm
that.
to.
My boys and I thought we watched every sports movie, but
You've seen all the Airbuds?
we've seen all the Air Buddies because I have boys and they were babies once.
But have you seen all the Airbuds?
No,
Aha!
there's.
So you've not
I've
seen all the
seen.
sports movies.
That's
Have you
true.
seen? All right. We got a question for Minnie. Clearly Flacco over Winston, Penix, Jacoby, JJ, Rogers, and Gino. So Flacco is my boom quarterback of the week. So yeah, Winston. So I would rank these guys: Flacco, Jacoby, Rogers, JJ, Penix, Winston, Gino. Gino last. So yeah, I would go Flacco over those guys.
Can't wait for the Commanders to miss the field goal. It's
Coach
happening.
Carter, yeah. Coach Carter was legit. Remember the Titans was solid. Coach Carter though. Fire emoji. That's right, Minnie. Yeah, this game, I would love for this game to end in a tie. This game is dookie. What a way to send off the international series.
It's fitting.
Yeah, they should put a team in Canada so that they can have a 8 international series games every season without having to go that far. Oh, catch and run from
Sanders, knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard
who
line.
is Jones? I have literally no idea who this person is. Jacoby Jones? Jacoby Jones got thick, dog. I thought this was a tight end.
All right, the Ruined has a dilemma at tight end. They've been playing Theo Johnson, but they're worried about Wilson at quarterback.
That is
Not
something
really a
that
question, Professor.
Yeah, that's something that I'm worried about as well. It was my question on the podcast this week, and what we came up with was that it's likely that Theo Johnson will struggle. We think that he's probably going to struggle this week because Jameis is probably going to want to air it out because that's what Jameis does. But at the same time, we did remember that he did lean on David and Njoku when he was with Cleveland and tight end release valve. So Freiermuth is available on waivers, so is Dalton Schultz. Who would I pick up for playoffs long term? I would rank them if we're talking long term. They're all kind of like they're very blobby, and if you're not familiar with what the blob is, it's kind of every tight end that is kind of like somewhere between 4 for 40 and 6 for 60 every week, and sometimes they score a touchdown. They're just kind of like guys. They're usually like tight end 9 through like tight end like 18 or 19. So they're all kind of blobby. So I would not. So Ruin's talking about Theo Johnson, Freiermuth, Schultz, and he says Njoku is also available. I would not go Njoku. Njoku is he's kind of taking a backseat to Fannin. I was just bringing him up because of Winston's tight end usage in the past. I would say if you're talking upside, if you're talking pure upside, I would say it's Theo Johnson 1, just because we've seen what Winston has done in the past, and the wide receiver core there is decimated. It's basically Theo Johnson and Wandale. Pat Freiermuth, I would say 2 because he is my boom tight end this week. I would start him this week over Theo. I would say him 2 because Rogers did say that he wants to get Freiermuth more involved. Then I would go Schultz and then Njoku. And yeah, Ruin says that's most tight ends this year. That's most tight ends most years. It's something we've been talking about for like 5 years. I think we coined the blob 5 years ago, and they missed the field goal really badly. How dare they go into Real Madrid's home and kick the ball like that? How dare they? Oh, dude, Evan, this feels right up your path or right up your alley. The holder is way and the kicker is gay. It feels like right up your alley that it's two real words as last names that rhyme. I don't know why that feels up your alley, but it does.
It does. The kicker's last name is Way. The holder's last name is Way, and the kicker's last name is Gay.
Yeah.
And he says they're way gay, not just gay.
Do you remember? Do you remember when we banned somebody from the Discord?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. You don't have to say we. I did it. I was not paying attention. I totally screwed it up.
Oh my god!
Because they just posted "gay" in the comments.
No, it was gay
like
question. It was gay.
Something.
Yeah, it was gay question mark. Gay question mark, and Evan's like ban.
All right, fall PPR: Devonta Smith versus Detroit or Pickens versus the Raiders.
Oh my god. Both guys are like must start. Both are great options. Both are. I would go with Devonta Smith. I would go with Devonta Smith this week just because he's been more solid. Like Pickens. It could be a huge Javonte Williams game, and they just sideline the passing game with the Raiders. They're not going to put up a fight. Whereas Detroit Philly's going to be kind of a slugfest. Boom Freiermuth and Stash Theo. Boom Freiermuth, Stash Theo. I mean, I would go. I feel like Fannin and Theo is toss up. I would go Fannin though. He's done it this year. Theo is like projecting forward. But those three tight ends. Two of those are good to have around. Minnie had Waddle in the lineup, not realizing there was an early game. That's fine. He's going to OT. He's going to get 100 yards in OT, even though that's literally impossible.
Have you ever had an early start game that bled into the regular games?
I don't think we have. I don't think we will either. They've got 28 minutes to do this. They set it up intentionally so we don't. 1 10-minute period. Yeah. I don't think we can. Let's see. Let's check the weather today. I realized I didn't check any of the weather, which is bad. I probably should have done that. All right, let's see. Cloudy, 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 clear, overcast, clear, clear, cloudy, cloudy, cloudy. Slight chance of showers. Seahawks, Rams. Oh, it's LA showers. Those don't matter. Ravens, Browns, slight chance of showers. 22 mile per hour winds, though. That's interesting. Same with Packers, Giants, 20 mile per hour winds. Bucks, Bills, 19 mile per hour winds. That doesn't matter, though. Okay. Raiders, Cowboys might be raining, but they both play in domes, so who cares?
Fab. Well, that sounds good.
So it says, so they put the percent chance of rain next to it, and then like what the overall weather is going to be. And it's really funny because for Raiders Cowboys, it has a picture of a dome and it says 31% chance. So there's a 31% chance they'll be playing in a dome, just so you know. There's a 69% chance the roof gets ripped off of the dome.
The Jets cornerback was shot.
What?
The Jets cornerback, Corn back.
I know.
Was shot in Manhattan Sunday morning and is in the hospital.
Chris Boyd. Oh my God. 38th in Midtown. I'm always saying 38th in Midtown. That's where Jets are always getting shot. No, I don't know.
It's too bad the trade deadline just passed, or the Niners could have made a move there.
Critically wounded, huh? That's no good. Oh, critical but stable. Jesus. Dude, not a great.
Sorry, and somebody got shot, so we'll get to you in a second.
Chris Boyd got shot. Yeah, wins at LA don't matter. That's why I said it doesn't matter. It's a dome, but it's also like an open air dome. It's really weird.
Pick 2 PPR. DJ Moore, Jacoby Myers, Bam Knight, Christian Kirk. Pick 2 PPR.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Man, this is a rough situation. I'm gonna go DJ Moore. I feel like he has the most solid floor of all these guys. Also going up against Minnesota, that has been low key not great lately. Like teams have figured out Brian Flores' blitz patterns. It feels like so. I feel like he'll have a good game in this one. So for the second one, Myers, Knight, Kirk. I'm gonna say no to Christian Kirk. Last week was really weird for the Texans, and it's gonna be Davis Mills again. So I'm gonna say no to that. So it's between Myers and Bam Knight. I want to say Bam Knight. I want to say DJ Moore and Bam Knight, but that could be me just hating on my 49ers because they have no dudes left. But I'm going to say Bam Knight and DJ Moore, and then Jacoby Myers, and then Christian Kirk last. And I'm realizing I missed a spot shaving, so good stuff.
You did?
Yeah, it's right here on my cheek. I always miss the upper part of my cheek. I always blow it.
My cheeks don't grow hair. My upper cheeks.
Mine only grow a little bit. That's why I always miss them.
Good
Yeah,
time.
so I always forget to do them. I would love for instead of my upper cheeks to grow hair, right here to grow hair, so I could actually grow a freaking beard. But hey, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? You work with what you got.
I have more hair on my feet than on my chest, so.
I'm a hairy boy, so I'm a hairy boy everywhere. But Annie making her podcast debut or her live stream debut.
No, she made her live stream debut like 6 years ago, where Waleed and I were doing the auction, and someone's name was Cancer Dancer, and she comes out to explain a scene from Grey's Anatomy where a dancer loses control, a ballerina loses control of her bowels while spinning, and they call it basically diarrhea spin art.
Wow.
That's clipped
wow.
somewhere. Like you're just getting animated, just jumping on the mic. You're like, okay, listen.
All right, folks, listen up. Listen
No,
up, losers. Oh my God, that's really good. That's really good. I think Kate made her debut when she poked her head in and was like, "Are you guys recording?" And I was like, "Yes." That was a few years ago. Because right up here, that door back there, that's our bedroom. She is currently asleep, or was asleep before I laughed maniacally, probably.
How come the door's awake? Oh, cat.
The door's awake? The door's closed?
Yes, that's what I mean. How come the door's open?
My door's open because cat. But we share a wall. I mean,
my brain there, when I said the door is awake, inserted the word ajar, and then my other part of my brain said, "Don't say ajar, you nerd." So it
said awake.
Wait.
Washington just turned the ball over on the first play of overtime. So, Evan, I don't think this will bleed into the regular games. Just an ugly, ugly, ugly pick. Mariota tried to force it into Zach Ertz. Ugh, a bad throw from Mariota.
Wow. Hi, you're a cat. You want to be on camera?
We're gonna get a double cat broadcast.
You're the most. I doubt it. This is the most paranoid cat. I don't.
My mom had a cat that I only saw from about 8 or 9 feet away, which is funny. Well, it's probably my fault because I got her when I was a kid, and I did not treat that cat with the proper respect. I was like, "You're my cat. You have to cuddle with me," and so she became very paranoid to everybody except for my mom. She loved my mom.
Yeah, this cat. It doesn't matter. This cat just we don't do anything. We'll just be there, and the cat will come running in and see us and then run away. And we're like, okay.
It sounds like a cat.
We might feed you. You don't know that.
What's the cat's name?
Echo.
Echo? Oh, that's why.
She had a sister, but when the boys were born, the sister just trotted out the front door and never came back.
Sister was like, "You know what? I'm out. I'm not doing this."
Started, yeah.
Yeah, my mom's cat was named Persephone.
If we had a daughter, we would have named her Persephone.
Oh man, were you gonna make her live in the underworld half the year?
Yes.
Oh man, that's messed up.
The messed up is the second half, where she has to live on the second floor and can't come downstairs at all.
Oh man, we were talking about that. Just reminded me of when we were talking about at work early COVID when Kate lived on the second floor and I lived on the first floor when I had COVID. Back when we weren't sure if COVID was going to kill people or not. So that was fun because I had COVID and she's immunocompromised, so we had to really be extremely careful.
I still have not gotten COVID.
Buddy, I've gotten it 3 times. I'm racking that up.
Jesus.
I got it April. No. Yeah, April 2020. So when it first started. And then surprise, surprise, I got it twice going to the expo. So a bunch of people go from all around the country and then they end it being in a small bar screaming and yelling. And then they go back to their respective places. Surprise, surprise, that spreads COVID.
My goodness. Well, I thought I would have gotten it because, I every single week I see every single elementary schooler in the entire district pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. And everybody always gets sick. Maybe it's like Mr. Burns, where they talk about all of his diseases are all trying to get through at once, so they're stopping each other. But yeah, I got COVID. Actually, did I get COVID at work? I take it back. One of the times I got COVID from the expo. One time I got it from work. There's a clip floating around. We had to delay recording the podcast because I had COVID, and there's me going, would this sound good on the podcast? Because I sent that to Mike and Walker.
And now it's in the cloud forever.
It is. It's in the cloud.
Get your questions in this last week where you'll have to wake up early to do a fantasy football lineup.
Yeah, right. I mean, we talked about it a few years ago that nobody shows it's a very low level of questions for these ones. And then the NFL was like, let's expand these games. Let's have more. And then next week will be normal. Then the week after that will be Thanksgiving. And that'll have 6 teams already have played. All right, let's do this for the victory. Dolphins win. Dolphins win 16-13. See, they made the field goal. They made the field goal, but the gay way went to the right.
Pray the gay way.
Sir. All right. Dolphins are 4-7. How funny would it be if the Dolphins finish above 500?
More McDaniels for everyone.
Dude, no, I need Weird Mike to come back. I need Weird Mike to come back to San Francisco. That would be the best thing that would ever happen to the 49ers, would have Weird Mike and Robert Saleh back so they can rein in Shanahan's worst impulses. Ooh, Niners Cardinals is a 105 game. Glad I checked that. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything to add. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see. Thursday night, Patriots covered. Oh, Patriots didn't cover. Ooh. That sucks.
Did I catch? You said you're here next week?
Yeah. The Niners play the Panthers on Monday Night Football, so I will be here. I get to have my normal Sunday and then go watch football on Monday and have the day off. That reminds me, Kate could not get the day off of work, so I have to list her ticket on the NFL shop on Ticketmaster.
Fun.
So when Kate can't go, I get a random person that comes and sits next to me. Although a couple times the best case scenario happened, which was somebody bought the ticket and then didn't show up. I think they just bought the ticket to get into the stadium because there's a lot of places to watch the game that aren't your seats. So I think they probably just bought a cheap ticket to get into the stadium and then went from there.
Huh.
Because yeah, that happened to me a couple times last year because Kate was dealing with what's going on here? Sorry to everybody who gets motion sickness. I was moving my laptop around. Kate was dealing with the repercussions of her car accident and couldn't go to the games last year. So yeah, that's She didn't go to a single game last year, and my in-laws didn't go to any games either. It was a very weird season. It was just me for some games, just hanging out by myself. Although I did find that if you're gonna go to Levi Stadium, I found the legit best spot to park your car in the tailgating lot if you're gonna be by yourself, because it literally just spits out at the like it's at the end of the line where you drive out to leave. And I just got in my car and I would just drive out. I would be on the freeway in like 5 minutes where it normally takes like 20 to get out of the lot. Yeah, it's because I didn't have to back out. I'd back in and then it'd be a straight shot. I wouldn't have to wait for anybody.
What do you think about stashing Trey Benson on IR?
I think it's fine. He should be back soon. I think that's a good bet. Neither Amari DiMercado nor Bam Knight showed that they should have the running back one role there. So I think that's a great stash on IR because he's eligible to come back, I think, next week. So I think it's a wonderful IR stash.
Fabulous. A fabulous IR stash. I'm making Italian beef sandwiches today.
Ooh.
I made homemade giardiniera.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I guess.
I hope I did. I followed the recipe.
I like that. I guess.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Giardiniera. Oh, you were saying you guess it's Giardiniera? Yeah, it's Giardiniera.
It's Giardiniera?
What? I thought it was Giardiniera.
Giardiniera? Okay. I have
Oh wait,
no idea.
Giardiniera is the like the disease.
I thought that was Giardia.
Giardia, yes. All right. It is. It's Giardia. It's what's the pill? It's I don't know.
Oh, it's a little pill with a great big story to tell.
Yeah,
Giardian.
little pill. Giardian. Yeah. That's all the stuff. That's all the same. Giardians.
Not the best named thing.
Yeah. All right. Random IDP question. Ooh, here we go. Take a linebacker for the Niners versus Arizona, or a linebacker for from the Rams versus Seattle. I would say,
please.
My best guess, dude. My brother-in-law is popping off. I have Steam open and he's playing a new game every 5 minutes. I gotta close Steam. I've seen Hearts of Iron at Red Dead Redemption and a third game pop up in the last 20 minutes. Take a linebacker from the Niners versus Arizona, or a linebacker from the Rams versus Seattle. I would take a linebacker from the Niners, probably. If you think about how the Cardinals are likely to attack the Niners, it's probably going to be very linebacker focused. So you're going to rack up a lot of tackles because it's probably going to be a lot of running the ball with or dump offs to DiMercado and Bam Knight, and then a ton of targets to Trey McBride. So that's a lot of tackle opportunities for the 49ers linebackers. So I would go there. That's probably what I would do. If you want me to choose between D. Winters and Tatum Bethune, I refuse. I don't know.
What makes it Italian beef? Yes, chefs kiss it.
What makes it Italian
it's beef? Tallow.
It's only Italian beef if it's from the beef region of Italy. Otherwise, it's sparkling cow.
It is true, but it's beef tallow. I think was the primary thing, and the au juice.
Au juice.
I get to bust out my big thing of beef tallow.
Oh boy, dude! RFK Jr. loves you. You're making beef tallow. That's incredible.
You take it back.
Ow, that hurts. How does that man talk like that all the time?
He got an infection from smoking through
from drugs.
Yeah.
I love my big red Health and Human Services secretary telling me what's healthy. He's jacked, Evan. I almost said Walker. I usually say my facetious stuff like that to Walker. He's jacked, Evan. He's healthy.
Oh, my 950.
What'd
you say?
Oh man, the screen is I'm way behind. I just lifted up my laptop on my live stream. Live. All
Yeah.
right. Do we got any more questions? Do you want to call it?
Sure.
All right. So let me just go over my boom guys again before we call it. Boom guys this week. Should I do it as RFK Jr.? No, I won't do that.
God no.
Joe Flacco with Cincinnati, averaging 314 and 3 in the first Unk Bowl, which is a rematch of it. He had 342 and 3. Steelers will be without Alex Highsmith, Cole Holcomb, and Darius Slay. And even with those guys, they're number 8 versus quarterbacks on the season. So Joe Flacco is my boom quarterback. My boom wide receiver is going to be A.J. Brown. There's been a lot of yapping about A.J. Brown this week. But the Lions have the second highest rate of man coverage in the league. We'll be without 3 defensive backs in this one. And for per fantasy points day this week, A.J. Brown is top 5 in targets per route run, yards per route run, first downs per route run, and fantasy points per route run up against man coverage. I also think this is going to be a squeaky wheel game for him because he was yapping this week. My boom running back is going to be Rico Dowdle going up against the Falcons. They are the number 1 rushing matchup in the last 5 weeks. Dowdle has had 100+ yards in 3 of the last 5 games with double-digit touches. They have shunted Chuba Hubbard to a clear RB2 role there, with Dowdle playing 72 and 79% of snaps in the last 2 games. And so I think Rico Dowdle will dominate this week. My boom tight end, Trey McBride's the obvious answer, but he's tight end 1, so it doesn't count. Pat Freiermuth going up against the Bengals. They are number 1 in fantasy points per game to tight end in the last 5 weeks, including the Steelers going beast mode on them via tight end. They will have no Trey Hendrickson, no Shamar Stewart this week. They traded Logan Wilson, so they'll be without 3 of their most talented defenders. And Pat Freiermuth in Unk Bowl 1 went 5 for 6 for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Aaron Rodgers this week said Freiermuth needs more opportunities, which hopefully means less Jonnu, more Freiermuth. So those are my boom guys this week. I got Flacco, Dowdle, A.J. Brown, and Pat Freiermuth. And that'll do it. I'm stretching.
All right. Any final words?
My final words, tell my family I love them.
I will. All right. Bye, everybody.